Take a moment to imagine Count Dracula. What does he look like? How does he act? What are his powers and weaknesses? How bad does he smell?
What?
People have been imagining Dracula for over a century. Check out these famous Count Dracula portrayals by Christopher Lee, Gary Oldman, Leslie Nielsen, and Adam Sandler, to name a few. They are slim, suave, and dressed to the nines. But is that who the original Count Dracula was? No, not at all. Portrayals of Count Dracula on stage and in film are quite different from the original character in Bram Stoker's 1897 gothic horror novel. The romantic anti-hero version that most people imagine was performed by Bela Lugosi in the 1931 film called Dracula. In this video, we'll challenge what you think you know about Count Dracula. We'll compare Stoker's original character to Lugosi's enduring portrayal in 7 major ways. The differences might shock you as you discover that Dracula's not who you think. First, let's get into a little bit of the background about the fictional character of Count Dracula. Bela Lugosi's 1931 portrayal in a film directed by early horror film pioneer Todd Browning solidified most of the typical characteristics that people associate with Count Dracula today. Bram Stoker's Dracula story and characters had been on stage or in film before Lugosi's version. Even Lugosi's film was an adaptation of a 1927 Broadway play that he had starred in. His film version was a huge commercial success, and it popularized many features of the bloodthirsty Count. Lugosi's Dracula became so ingrained in popular culture that it endures nearly 100 years after the film was released. He has even appeared on a U.S. stamp. Lugosi's version propelled Count Dracula into his quintessential form as we know it today. An attractive man with a hypnotic presence. A suave foreigner dressed for a night on the town. A dangerous yet desirable anti-hero. Lugosi has defined Dracula for generations. But just how close is Bela Lugosi's portrayal of Count Dracula to Bram Stoker's original character? Let's see how much you know about the bloodthirsty Count by taking our 7-question quiz. Question number 1 is about Dracula's physical appearance. True or false? Is the original Count Dracula slim, fit, trim, or slender? Is he a clean-shaven, younger, or middle-aged man? Does he have slicked back, black hair with a widow's peak? Does he look like a normal human man? The answer is false. These were all added into Lugosi's film. Bram Stoker's original Count Dracula had a broad, powerful build. He was an old man with white hair and bushy eyebrows, had a long, white mustache and thin lips. He looked more animal than human, with hairy palms, pointed ears and teeth, and protuberant canines. A 1922 German film called Nosferatu, a symphony of horror, features a lead character named Count Orlok, shown on the right. Count Orlok has a much closer appearance to Bram Stoker's Count Dracula than Bela Lugosi's Dracula. Question 2 is about Dracula's attire. True or false? The original Count Dracula wore evening attire that included a tuxedo and a bow tie. He dressed like a wealthy aristocrat from continental Europe. He displays his wealth by wearing a tall top hat and a prominent medallion around his neck. He dressed like a distinguished high-class gentleman, even wearing a high-collared cape lined with satin and walking with a fancy cane for looks and not support. This is definitely false. Lugosi's refined version is much different from Stoker's shabbily dressed character. The original Count Dracula looked more like a poor man who just stepped out of his coffin than a sophisticated aristocrat. Question 3 is about Dracula's relationship to others. True or false? The original Count Dracula was an urbane aristocrat who immediately fit in with London's social scene. He was charming, suave, and a real ladies' man. Initially, Harker and Seward welcomed him into their social circle and even into Seward's home. Lucy found him very attractive and dreamed of him whisking her away to his homeland. Later, under his entrancing spell, Mina defended Dracula to Harker, Seward, and Van Helsing. The answer is mostly false. Lugosi's suave man about town is not found in Stoker's novel. The original Count Dracula was medieval in the most brutal sense of the word. He was a complete outsider to London's upper-class society. The ladies would never have desired his grotesque features and rank breath. One thing is similar, however. Both Lugosi and Stoker kept the detail of Count Dracula having 3 sensuous vampire wives. Question 4 is about Count Dracula as a romantic anti-hero. An anti-hero is someone who possesses some qualities that could make him a hero, but he fails in the hero's tests. True or false? The original Count Dracula is dark and brooding in a captivating way. He seems dangerous and untrustworthy, but also strangely alluring. The tension is between the pull to like him as a hero and the push to avoid him as a villain. This makes him irresistible to women and men alike. Think of Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights or Eric from Phantom of the Opera. He is neither fully hero nor fully villain. This is very false. Lugosi's sexy man of mystery is quite a departure from Stoker's monstrous villain. Stoker's Dracula is in a suspended state of physical and moral decay. He overtakes his victims by physical or mental force. Lugosi's Dracula skillfully seduces people into trusting him before he overcomes them. Lugosi's version was entirely new in that he drew people in with his charisma rather than brutishness. The beauty of the antihero, which Lugosi captured so perfectly, is that he leaves fellow characters and audiences feeling a strange mix of fear and fascination. Question 5 digs deeper into the personality of the original Count Dracula. True or false? The original Count Dracula is deceptive, controlling, and hypnotic. These are all true. A controlling personality is one of the main things that Stoker and Lugosi's characters share, although they express it in different ways. Both initially hide their darker nature behind a veneer of hospitality and civility. They hypnotize their victims both psychologically and literally. And they control and manipulate other characters, primarily through a hypnosis-like attraction. Some characters, like Van Helsing, can resist Dracula, while others, like Renfield, cannot. Dracula's villainous goal goes beyond luring in victims and sucking their blood. He wants to dominate the civilized world through moral corruption. Question 6 is about the supernatural aspects of the original Count Dracula and his world. The original Count Dracula has no reflection in mirrors. He is a shapeshifter who can transform into a bat, mist, or wolf. He is undead. He can hypnotize people. He can communicate telepathically with humans. He can command bats and wolves and possibly rats and spiders. True or false? The answer is mostly true. Lugosi's character shares most of the original supernatural aspects with Stoker's character. A couple differences are that Stoker's Dracula can also climb walls fast like a lizard and summon storms. Question 7 is about the original Count's vulnerabilities. The original Count Dracula is vulnerable to garlic, wolfsbane, crucifixes, and daylight. He must be invited inside or else he is unable to enter. He must sleep in an immovable state on Transylvanian soil inside his coffin. Only a stake through the heart can kill him. True or false? The answer is mostly true. Lugosi and Stoker's characters share very similar vulnerabilities. A few differences are that Lugosi's Dracula seems to both move freely inside Seward's house and at other times stand outside, like he needs an invitation to come inside. Lugosi's version also contains but de-emphasizes the need to sleep on Transylvanian soil. Stoker's Dracula is weakened by more than just a crucifix. He is weakened by additional holy symbols, including holy water, sacred ground, and prayer or faith. In the decades since, numerous films and novels have built on the standard characteristics established by Bram Stoker and Bela Lugosi. Some adaptations include other requirements to kill Dracula once and for all, building a world where Dracula is a leader of other supernatural creatures like Wolfman and Frankenstein, and making daylight lethal instead of just a weakness. Many other vampire novels have been turned into films over the years, each one adding their own spin on the classic 1997 novel and the 1931 movie. We've seen vampires get bloodier and more vicious. They now have heightened senses like sight and smell, and they glitter in the sunlight. They have new powers, defenses, and weaknesses. Female, child, and even animal vampires have hit the scene. And I bet there's a lot more sexiness and seduction these days than Bram Stoker ever dreamed. Now it's your turn. What do you think the future of Count Dracula will be like? What would you like to see in upcoming vampire books and movies? Leave a comment with your thoughts on how to expand the character and world of Dracula. Now that you know about these 7 main differences between Bram Stoker's original Count Dracula and Bela Lugosi's film portrayal, what do you think about them? Let us know in the comments which version you prefer and why. Oh, and you have to let us know how you did on the quiz. While you're here, remember to connect with us. It's free and easy for you, and it really helps our channel grow. So subscribe to this channel, like and share this video, and leave us a kind comment. You can connect with us in these other ways too. Thanks for watching, and happy Halloween from Berkeley Books.